Well, today we are at a farm. We're going to be providing small PA for a wedding ceremony. Looks like they should have a pretty good amount of people here, but they will be having a live band performing in the barn up here. But we will not be providing sound for that. I believe they have their own group of people for that. So anyway, we're going to be setting up probably right about here. I may have to move down a little bit closer, I'm not too sure just yet. But the goal here is to keep the speakers out of the way of any photo opportunities. So we're going to keep the speakers fairly far left and fairly far right, because when people are taking pictures, even like the videographers, we want to try to keep the speakers out of the view. So anyway, we're going to be setting up, and hopefully it should be pretty good. Today it's overcast, but there's not supposed to be any rain. Well, we're getting stuff together. It's taken a while, but not too bad. We've got the excellent proximity of the cargo van next to our mixing area. So there really wasn't too much of any transporting of equipment around that we had to do. So what we've got here is we've got one speaker set up, and these are passive speakers, so we don't need to run power out there to them. We've got that one set up there, and over here in the distance is the other one. They're pretty much set at the correct height they need to be. That far one is actually sitting down about maybe 8-10 inches below ground level as compared to this one right here. But anyway, they're probably expecting a little over maybe 200 people altogether. And let's see over here, just like in probably in other videos you've seen, we're using the Presonus 16.4.2, and we've got the QSC PLD. We're using the top one there. It's going to run the front of house, as well as, and they've requested to have a monitor there. They're going to have a guitarist playing. So that's our power. And I'll tell you, this is a absolutely beautiful area to actually have a wedding ceremony. A power situation. You can see we're running our it's black SOOW rated wire. Probably have about 150 feet out here today, and we're tying off in the back of the barn there, which is where the band's going to be playing, as well as the reception. It's front of house, and there we go. It's front of house and monitors. Okay, front of house. This is coming in from the board. Main out on the board, I should say that. And we got monitors. Okay, that's coming in off of aux 1 off the board. So we got our inputs here, and over here we got our outputs. Okay, they're supposed to have a guitarist, which we've got a DI set up for them, and we've got one monitor speaker, but it's not really positioned. We're going to wait till they get here to figure out what's going to work best for them. And we've got one, it's a large format condenser. There's supposed to be maybe two, at least two, there could be 3 singers, so they're supposed to share a mic. And the guitarist also will be accompanying them. So all we've got is one monitor channel, and I guess we'll see how that goes. So we're getting pretty close to getting done, and let's get out of some of these. I think these chairs are causing some light issues with the camera. There we go. So better. Okay, so we've got our speaker over here, and the other one, we can get to it without getting washed out with light, is over here. So it's not quite 100 feet between them. It's probably maybe 70 feet, but I've had to use a 100-foot speaker cable to run between them. Now, normally we never run anything more than anything more than 35-40 feet for speakers, but for PA applications like this, running 100 feet between the speakers is usually not an issue by any means. It's 12 gauge wire, and the other section of the speaker run is going from this speaker all the way back over to our amp rack, and that's another 50 feet. So we've got a total of 150 feet of speaker wire, all 12 gauge, for front of house. And as I said, it's usually not a problem. I did a quick little mic check on it. It should be loud enough, more than loud enough for the number of guests that they're going to have here. And really, I'd say it's just talking. So anyway, we're going to see what happens here when the singers and the guitarists get here, and we'll do a little bit of a sound check with them, make sure it's still loud enough. So anyway, coming along, more to follow. All right, it's been about 2 hours, and we've got pretty much everything done. And like in some of the other videos that I've posted, the idea here in doing events like this, where we're just providing a PA, as you can see here for a wedding, the idea is to stay as obscure as possible. So the tent where we're going to be mixing from in relation to the area where the guests will be. The whole idea is to stay hidden. We won't want them to see, the board or anything like that. There's really no need for it, and sometimes it can be distracting to look at. And as far as the cabling, this is all speaker cable and XLR cables that are running down here. Once again, we try to keep everything out of the way of the guest area. So all the cabling and everything that you see is running all back behind where the musicians will be, and where the obviously where the speakers are, but the guests will not be back behind these areas. So we keep everything as tidy as possible and out of the way. So as you can tell, everything here is obscured, it's hidden. So we don't want the guests to see really any of this. But we've kept sort of a opening at the top that we can stand up and watch and listen, because obviously we'll have to hear.
Affirmation of two persons, their ideas, their ways of being and doing, their wholeness, both as separate persons and as a couple on a joint and shared adventure. Let marriage be a continued commitment to be loving, to listen, to hear, to understand.
Everything went really well. Sound was good, had a great crowd. Now we're just breaking things down, putting things away. So anyway, at least another good day Still got some sunlight left. Hope I get everything down before the sun goes down. All right. Thanks for watching.